Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Friedman Freese Friday. Now, the game is just called Friday. The developer obviously is Friedman Freese, a very popular developer, I believe, in Germany. Anyway, so Friday is a solo game where you take on the role of Robinson Crusoe, and this is a deck builder where you're trying to survive. It's not your average deck builder where, you've got 5 cards and you play what you can and then you get new cards to add to your disc. It's not that kind of deck builder. Rather, you've got your own set of skill cards, and you're going to be using those skills to face off against a danger deck. As you defeat these dangers, you can add those dangers that also double as skills to your deck. This game, I will say, however, is incredibly difficult. I've played 5 times and I have not won once. There is an actual board game based off of this. I believe you can find it for like $25-30, but the app itself only costs 2 or 3, so I'm like, this is a no-brainer right there. I'll save myself some money. So there is a help menu. Now, before we begin, it's worth mentioning the left side of the screen is the top half of my phone. The right side of my screen is the bottom half of the phone. And I've done it this way because if I were to shrink it, you wouldn't be able to see anything. So I know it's kind of disorienting this way, but at least you can actually see stuff from this point of view. There is a settings menu real quick. You can change between right-handed mode, which is kind of silly, but I've never actually seen that in an options menu before. But you can adjust privacy settings, sound effects, and so on. There is a help menu as well, where you can learn about the rules and the different cards in the game. I don't know. Yep. Okay. So this will basically tell you all the different kind of cards and hazards that are in the game. The cards that have numbers on them, on the right, there's a red 8. If you look on the left side of the screen, to the right, there's a red 8, and then a yellow 5, and a green 2. Those are the skill levels that you'll need to beat. Like, you're going to be drawing cards with numbers on them to beat these values, or to equal or to exceed these values. And then if you do, you beat the current danger. If you don't, well, then you lose some life. But as you lose life, you can actually thin out your deck, which is kind of cool. So long story short, you've got the top half of these cards are danger cards, and the bottom half of these cards are skills. And whenever you acquire a danger card by defeating that danger, then you also get to acquire the bottom half of the card to add to your deck. So if I were to beat this, further exploring the island danger, then if it's round 1, if it's on the first phase, that is, I would only need 2 points in order to beat it. If it were the second phase, which is the yellow phase, then I would need 5 strength to beat it. And if it were the third or red phase, I would need 8 strength to beat it. That little 3 that you see on the left-hand side is how many free cards you can draw from your deck in order to try and get that number, that gold number. If you look on the skill on the right where it says experience, the number 2 there to the left of the word experience is how strong that card is when you deal it. So if I were to deal this experience card and a separate experience card that says 2 on it, and then pair it up with this danger that I'm currently facing, I would beat it, at least on the green level. 2 and 2 is equal to each other, so I would beat that danger. That little food symbol in the upper right-hand corner is how much food you can spend. It's a little complicated, but whenever you lose a danger, you lose a challenge, a danger, you get to thin your deck equal to the number of life you've lost. So if you lost 3 life, you can call 3 points worth of cards. This card is worth 1 point, so I could in theory trash this if I want to. I wouldn't, obviously, because it's a really good card. But let's go ahead and actually show you what the game looks like. Again, I'm not going to be able to beat this, but I'll at least show you a little bit. I'll hit start. There's different levels. There's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. The main difference is the amount of life that you start with. There's also something called aging cards in this game. Every time you blow through your skill deck of cards that you're going to be using to face off these dangers, every time you get it and you have to reshuffle it because you're out of skills, you add an aging card to your skill deck, and these aging cards are bad. They typically give you negative values toward these challenges, and they suck. So you need to call them by either failing more challenges or finding a card that can destroy other cards. I'll hit start with level 1. Still haven't beaten this. So what we're looking at here, I get to choose On the left-hand side, I get to choose one of two cards, either Exploring the Island or Wild Animals. The Exploring the Island card is a 6/3/1 red-yellow. We're in the green phase right now, so I would need to draw one strength in order to beat that card. And if I do, then I would get the bottom half, which is Weapon 2. That's not bad. If I were to take on the Wild Animals challenge, I can only do one or the other. I would need 4 green or 4 strength. I would be able to draw 4 free cards for the challenge, but it's still a strength of 4, which is very difficult. Your starter deck is really thin and really crappy. Typically, you've got a lot of 0 cards in your deck. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on Exploring the Island. And now I'll be facing off against this. So what are you looking at here? So on the left-hand side of the screen, as part of my free draw, I was able to get 2 of them. The computer automatically draws 1 for you. It says -1 distracted. So right now I've got -1 strength needed for the 1 strength that I need in order to pass this challenge. So if I were to quit, I can either draw another card or quit right now. If I were to quit, I lose life equal to the distance of the goal minus my current strength, which is 2. -1 and then 0, then 1. That's 2. So I would lose 2 health, and then I could call up to 2 life worth of cards. So, but I get to draw an additional card for free. On the left-hand side, there's a number 1, so I'll tap that. And I just drew a weak card, which is 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to purposely fail this. Okay, I can either keep going at the cost of 1 food per card and try and meet the challenge goal. I could make things worse, who knows. Or I can purposely fail it by clicking the red X there, which I will do. And now I can destroy 2 food worth of cards. And this is, again, how you will call your deck so that you can start drawing the more positive cards. So I'm going to tap on that distracted card and that weak card just to call my deck of those and hit OK. Now they're gone forever. I failed. I lost 2 life, but I did manage to call some cards. Upper left-hand corner, you can actually see my health is now 18. So now I've got another choice. So I want to further explore the island or do another Wild Animals challenge. I'm going to pick the further explore the island because the card I would get on the right is Realization, which is a 1x destroy. So when I draw this card, I have the option to use its power and destroy another card. And if I'm lucky enough and there's a -1 or a 0 out there, I can destroy it without having to, maybe even fail the challenge. So I'm going to try to do further exploring the island. And there we go. So the first card I drew was Genius. I could draw 2 more cards. I'm not gonna. I've got exactly what I need in order to pass this. You can get more if you want, but I would recommend not pushing your luck because there are some negative cards in your deck. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the green X there to indicate that I am good. You can see on the middle of the screen, there's a 2 and another 2. So I'm going to hit the green X, and I am successful. So now I've added this destroy card to my deck. For future draw. So now I'm given 2 more cards. Further explore the island, which I need a 2 green strength in order to beat that. I would gain a +1 life card, as well as a strength of 2, or a realization, which is a 1x destroy. So I could gain a 1x destroy for its ability, but it's still 0 strength. I'm tempted to further explore the island. I want that food. So I'm at -1 right now. I drew a distracted -1 card. I'm going to have to, I get 2 more draws for free per the left-hand side. So 1 and 2. And now I'm at, okay, so -1, 1, and -1. So I am at -1, and my goal is 2. So if I were to quit now, I could call 3 food. I'm going to lose 3 life. But I would be able to call 3 life worth of cards. There's only 2 here that I would want to trash, the distracted and the distracted. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and fail this on purpose and tap the distracted -1 there and the distracted -1 there. I have the ability to trash 1 more, but I'm not going to trash my 1, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now I lost 3 more life. Yeah, this game is tough, I'm telling you. You're going to lose a lot of life in the beginning while you're trying to call these cards and then start building a deck. In case I didn't mention it, there's a green, yellow, and red phase. Once you get through all the green cards or the dangers in the green phase, you move on to yellow so that the challenge numbers are tougher. And then you move on to the red phase where the numbers are even more difficult. And then you face off against these pirates, which I've never gotten to red to really be able to comment on that. I'm sure there's a meta for this. I haven't looked it up. So on the right-hand side, there's a step -1 ability. That simply means if you're on the yellow phase and you activate this ability, you use the goal number in green. Or if you're on the red phase and you activate that step -1, then you take whatever the goal number is for the yellow. So it makes it easier to accomplish your goal. That's not a bad one, but also it's a 0 strength card. Again, I might just do cannibals here. It's a really high goal, but if I can call my deck, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I get 4 free cards to draw, so let's just do one, that, and that. Okay, so from here, I have, it's kind of hard to see because of the split screen, but I've got, on the left, in the middle of the screen that you're looking at here, there's a 1 with a skull behind it. That's my current strength, and there's a 5. I did not meet the goal at all. I'm down 4. But I do have a +2 life card in the middle upper part of the screen there. I'm going to go ahead and tap on that and then use its ability and hit OK. And now I'm up to 17 again. But I think I'm going to purposely fail this so I can call 3 of these cards. Or do I draw another one and then if it's a bad one, I'll just go and call these 3 weak ones. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the red X and I'm going to get weak, weak, weak. I don't think I want to get rid of the 0 eating card. I mean, that's 2 life. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to hit OK. I lost 4 life there. I'm down to 13. All right. I have a choice. Do I want to explore the island, further explore the island, +1 card, or let's go with the life, I think. Although that 2 is kind of nice. Life is good. Not going to All right, let's go with the right-hand side there, exploring the island. It's an easy goal. There, I've already done it. I could draw another free card per the left-hand side of the screen. It says a 1, but I can, I've already drew a card that says focused on it. It has a 1 on it, so I've met my goal. I'm going to stop right there. And now I've gained this 1 food card with the +1 life on it. So, yeah, that is the gist of the game. You're going to be running through this, trying to get through all 3 phases and then deal with these pirates. Again, I've never beaten this. This is tough as nails, but I wish there was a way to make it easier, to be honest with you. Supposedly, this is the easiest mode I'm playing, but it's still a challenge because, again, there's a meta that I just haven't gotten yet. There's a way to thin out your deck and certain cards to get or to hope for, and of course there's RNG depending on what you draw, too. Sometimes you're just very unlucky. But yeah, that is the gist of the game. Unfortunately, there's no undo button. If I were to tap on the menu in the bottom right, there's home, there's quit, and then there's restart. So there's really no way to like undo. Let's say you accidentally tap something you didn't want to tap. There's no way to undo that as far as I can tell, which is unfortunate. So now that I'm back at this screen, and it didn't save either, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Again, I'm sure I'll be grinding this out until I finally beat it at some point. But there you go. That was Friday. Again, this is a digital adaptation of the popular board game. Solo play, of course. But it's challenging but fun nonetheless. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.